Welcome to my side of the closet. I'm your girl, Just B.
And I'm Blonde Mafia.
Man, we are back tonight. I don't know what time it is for you, but for us, it's about 8:26?
6:26 over here in California, and it is a hot one. Let me tell you, I live on the coast, and it is damn hot for where I live.
I dropped that off and came back home because we're used to about 98, 99, 2,000 degrees.
I'm used to 70 all year long, so this is a scorcher for me. But
I'm jealous. And she don't have AC. And I'm in AC right now. I'm loving it. So tonight's episode is to tell or not to tell.
That is the
Is the
question.
question. To tell or not to tell. Do you tell family? Or who do you tell first? Do you tell a perfect stranger, and why do you tell a perfect stranger? Do you tell the other person if you know about their secret or their spouse? And how do you confront them? Do you confront them? What do you do? I know for me, I know, but I've never confronted. I wanted to confront the person. I tried to confront the person, but obviously I wasn't giving off enough clues for them to know that I know. And I was also warned to just not say nothing. And sometimes you got to let God fight your battles. And so I did. I didn't tell that I know. But if you're listening, just know I do know.
You know they're all listening.
So I'm like, who's she talking about?
They're not
Who up in
listening yet. They will be.
because I'm not here to destroy people's families or, even though mine's is not where it once was. I'm not here for that. Like I always say, I'm not here to bash, but you will get what's coming to you. Karma is different. Threats, not me. It is one of those things that if it were you, would you want somebody to tell you? That has been a controversial conversation. Would you want to know? For me, I think people knew around me and just thought maybe I was oblivious or maybe I accepted that. I was just in love. I know I was in denial. I said that I didn't see red flags. I saw magenta. But you don't want to believe that's that person, especially when you ask them and they tell you that's not me. That's not who I am. And you believe that. Maybe they're afraid to, or in my case, maybe he was afraid to say the truth so that he doesn't lose me. I have no clue because now he's free. That's what he said. I'm free.
That's literally word for word what mine said as well.
They're all free.
I'm free. You could have been free a long time ago.
A long
bro.
time ago, 10 years ago. Blonde Mafia, what gun did you buy to put against their head? I just want to know. Did you get it from Walmart or?
He's lucky my family didn't hand me one. They don't call me Blonde Mafia for nothing.
I'm trying to tell you. When you get the tattoos that says, what was it?
Well, mine
I'm
got
enough.
a tattoo literally 24 hours later that said, "Live your truth."
You should have put on the bottom, it
You
says,
should have lived your truth since
10 years.
2008, buddy. It's a little late now, but thanks.
So there are people that do you tell them? You never know how someone's going to take it. I was warned, don't do it because you never know how that person's going to spaz out. Even it was someone afraid to tell me. They didn't know how to tell me because he didn't know how I was going to respond, how he was going to respond, how we were going to respond. Sometimes the couples choose each other. Sometimes they fight and then, then they're looking at you like you ruined our situation or our whatever we got going on. After I was warned, I stood back because I was afraid, because I didn't want anything happening to me or my family. You can call me what you want, but everybody's different. And I respect how everybody takes it. Blonde Mafia, she was like, I'm going to say it. And that,
How long did you wait? How long did you wait when you found out before you confronted him? The
like
second time that you could not deny and you knew you had the proof.
immediately. Well, the next day,
Immediately.
I found out that night I
Yeah.
slept in another room.
Yeah,
And
same.
then I tried to run. I just needed to clear my mind. I didn't wait long because you called me back to the table. I bust a U-turn in Home Depot parking lot and I came back to the house and we had a conversation. That's the thing. I needed to clear my mind, but since you're going to call me to the table, I came back.
Right. So as far as telling your significant other once you discover that they are gay, for you told him immediately.
Right. Once I found out, it was like a 24-hour period. I don't even think it was a full 24 hours, like a 10-hour because,
Yeah, mine was the same, less. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely said
But I
something.
think that also comes with having the actual proof in your hand. I want to say that there's two very different scenarios. The
I
one
had
scenario.
people. book, but people can lie versus what you actually see. Like these are the receipts here,
Right.
because you can go hearsay and oh well, Bobby was lying and
Right.
Sean was lying. You
Right.
could have
That's
yeah.
usually the situation the first time. But when you have the proof in your hand and you're like, this is undeniable, that's at what point you go, okay, am I hanging on to this? Do I want to maintain this farce of a relationship and not tell? Or do I go straight to him and go, this is the proof what is going on?
Well, when I found out a relative of mine was saying that she knew the other person, and I kept saying, I know everybody he talks to because we talk on the phone every day on the way to work. And she kept saying, no, I'm telling you. And I swore up and down, no, I know everybody he talks to. That's how close we are. A year later, it's like people coming out like the Me Too movement, and they're telling me, they're confirming what she said. And that's when my jaw dropped
Right.
because I knew that person. That person was very dear to me and their family. I did go back to that particular family member and I apologized to her. I knew she meant well. She's family. We love each other. When you're in that situation, you really can't see straight.
Right.
I love
No
saying
pun
that.
intended.
You can't see what anybody is really telling you. And for the people that are on the outside, sometimes you really just got to give us time. If you're a believer, God will reveal everything that needs to be
Right.
revealed. And it took a year for me to see all of that. And someone asked the question, are you healed 100%? No, I'm not healed 100%. But I know if a conversation could be had, a respectable one, don't come after me. Don't feel like I'm attacking you. Don't attack me. Your truth, be honest, which is what this whole thing is about, especially this episode, being honest. I think the last 8 episodes is being honest, to tell or not to tell. Before I got into my situation, I said, listen, I gave all my little red flags. It's up to you to take it or leave it. That was the opportunity for this person to be honest and say, you know what? I struggle with this. That's the tell or not to tell. A lot of them chose not to tell. So I'm being upfront and honest with you. That was the opportunity to let me know. That way I could be the one to say, yeah, I fell in love with a gay man. Or yeah, I fell in love with a bi man. Let me be the one to hold that burden because you can now live your truth. This right here, I think would have saved a lot of women. I will say this, people have said this to me. Oh my God. They said to me, these people are lucky we did not snap. There's a TV show called Snap. We did not snap.
Or
We
if
are
we did,
also,
we did in private or with our therapists.
and we're out here and we're
I
not
think I
locked up.
snapped, but I did it in private.
I, yeah, when I tried to run him over with my SUV with the baby in the back, but I apologized to her.
So you're saying the first person that you went to was your gay ex when you found out. For me, that's not the first person I went to. For some reason, the moment that I had the receipts in my hand, my brain just flew out my body and I was not thinking clearly. And I don't know if part of it was, okay, yes, I've got these screenshots, right? I'm mad dashing taking these screenshots on my iPhone of his Apple Watch going, well, in case he rips the Apple Watch away from me or in case it dies or in case he takes it, I'm going to take screenshots of everything because he's not taking my phone from me. But even with all that, for some reason, I felt like it wasn't enough. And
You took it from his phone?
I took it from his Apple Watch.
I wasn't fast enough. I had the phone. I couldn't move fast enough because I was shocked.
Right. I told you in one of our other episodes, the first thing I did was go throw up in the bathroom. But eventually I collected myself. And once I collected myself, I knew that I'm not going to go find these male escorts that he's paying for sex. I wasn't going to go find them. What's the point? That's what they do for a living. I'm not going to hold it against them. Right? It's not their problem that they got involved in this closeted gay man's business, right? But the only person that I could find in his DMs when he apparently ran out of money and could no longer afford the escorts all day long was this guy on the regular that he met on Craigslist. And of course, I had this man's phone number. I did attempt to contact him. I tried calling the number that I saw on his Apple Watch, and he wouldn't answer. And I believe I left him a message or two, mostly profanities. But because he wouldn't answer me, and because I knew I was going to get nowhere with this man, the same man who was talking about all the things that he was going to do to my then husband in the back of a car at a children's soccer park. I decided to look this man up. And so I went down a Google search of this man's name. And, Google is wonderful. This is 3 years ago, AI wasn't even what it is today. But I go down this Google search and I've got his full name. I've got where he lives. I've got where he works, thanks to their text messages back and forth. And for whatever reason, his wife's name pops up. Although I don't know it's his wife at the time. I just constantly see this female's name popping up associated with this man, and we are the detectives of the world when we want to learn something. And so I find from his Facebook, his wife's Facebook, I see pictures, beautiful family photos of him and her and four beautiful children, ranged in age from 2 to 12. And so I Google her name and then I Google where she works. And this is my brain not working properly because if someone did this to me, I'd probably also throw up in the bathroom. I decide to call her at work. This is prior to me telling my gay ex that I know that the gig is up. I decide to call this woman and I call her work and I said, "Hi, is so and so there?" And they said, "Yeah, hold on one moment." And this woman gets on the line and I said, "Hi, my name is Blonde Mafia. And I just wanted you to know that our husbands are having an affair." Now, there's a long pause on the phone, but the next thing she says to me is, "You mean you're having an affair with my husband?" And I say, "No, honey. Would I be calling you to tell you I'm having an affair with your husband? No. Our husbands are having an affair." There's another long pause, and she says, "Can I call you right back?" And I go, "Absolutely." And I give her my cell number, to which she calls back within 30 seconds. And this woman is less surprised than you and I really were. This is clearly not this woman's first rodeo. She says to me, "Do you have the proof? Because I know he's going to deny it." And I go, "I absolutely do. I will text you all the proof." And she starts sobbing hysterically on the phone. And she says, "I just have to tell you, I have a 2-year-old with this man." And I say, "I'm so sorry. I understand." And she says, "Not only do I have a 2-year-old, but I've been in a relationship with him for 12 years." Now, mind you, I got to paint a picture here because I've got her on speakerphone just because it's easier to talk to someone on speakerphone, right? When you're having a heavy conversation. And also, again, I'm shaking at this point. I don't even know what I'm doing. I have a daughter. She is not biologically my gay ex husband's daughter. But my daughter, at this point, I believe she was in high school and she had a job and she was coming home from work. Wasn't expecting her to walk into the room while we're having this conversation, but I've got this woman on speakerphone. And right as this woman says the next key piece of information, my daughter walks in the room. And this woman says to me, "I have to tell you why I'm so concerned and I'm going to need the receipts for proof." She says, "My husband is HIV positive." And right as she says that, my daughter walks in the room and my daughter looks at me and goes with this knowing look on her face like, "This is a deep conversation. Also, why are you home right now? Also, what is going on?" And I look at her and I just mouth to her, "I will tell you later." And she goes in her room and I'm still holding my phone where this woman has now told me that her husband is HIV positive. I know I have had unprotected sex with my what I thought was monogamous husband since he was with this man based on the timeline that I photographed on his Apple Watch. And I'm thinking, good little Christian girl over here, what has this man just exposed me to? And she says, "I don't want you to worry. He's on PrEP," which we'll talk about what PrEP is in our next episode. At the time, I had no idea what that was. What the hell is PrEP? And I said to her, "How long has he been HIV positive? You have a 2-year-old." She says, "He's been positive for 5 years." And I say to her, "So you did not suspect that your husband had to tell you that he was HIV positive and you didn't wonder where he got it?" And this woman says to me, "Well, he told me he must have gotten it long before he met me, but he was very sexually promiscuous." And I was like, "Yeah, damn straight he was." And she says, "I bought it." And in my head, I understood. At that moment, I understood because
We understand a lot of things.
we've all been there. We've all been there. This man just blew my life up, my gay ex's life up, which I could care less. But this was devastating to me. And this was the kicker of all kickers. This phone call was meant to happen. Because had I not had this phone call prior, maybe I would have never known.
And then what? Then you're sitting here with HIV. You're
Exactly.
HIV positive. There
Exactly.
goes your life.
Exactly.
And now he's free. And then we're in jail. Who's gonna put money on the books? Y'all gonna have a GoFundMe for my side of the closet? Start a GoFundMe for my side of the closet.
Would be my side of the plexiglass. Yeah.
My side of the bars. Not the
Yeah.
bar I wanna
Yeah.
be behind those bars.
So
That's
that was
insane.
my version of the to tell or not to tell. Her and I, we ended the conversation like this. She's sobbing. Here I am with this information that I've been exposed to HIV, but she's the one sobbing. And typical form of me, I'm supporting her. And I said, listen, you have got my number. I've sent you the proof. Do with it what you want. If you need someone to talk to, if you need someone to support you, I am here. I only live a town about 30 minutes away. I'm here, whatever you need. And she was like, thank you so much. I was like, are you going to confront him? Because at this point now, I'm past the sad stage and I'm at the mad stage. And she's like, yes, I'm going to confront him. This is the best part. She said, just to confirm, can I ask you a couple things? And I said, yes. She goes, because I know he's going to deny these text messages. She says, what? Because I told her one of the text messages describes the car that they hook up in on the regular. She says, can you tell me what are the details of the car that they hook up in? I said, yes, it's, XYZ, this color, this brand, whatever. And she starts bawling. She says, that's my car. She says, that's my mom car. That's the car that
Wow.
that I take my children to school in every day, that I take my kids to sports in every day. He is taking my car and telling me that he needs it for whatever reason, and he's taking it and doing those things with my husband at the time, and God knows who else. And I said, "I'm sorry, honey, like this now you know. That is your proof. I just described your car to a T. That is your proof. Do with it what you want." For the record, I never heard from her again. I think about her all the time. I wish she had our support group. I couldn't actually I was in such a state of shock that don't even think I could tell you what her name was, which is bizarre because of course I remember the dude's name, but I don't remember her name. And I always wonder how that turned out. Did she leave him? What happened with the story? Like,
Wow. I think sometimes when I look in the group and I see people that I've been married for 25 years, I've been married for 35 years, and then they find out. I'm so glad that I found out when I did because you got to be bold, we're vulnerable. We are speaking our truth. That's why this is your to tell or not to tell and you chose not to tell. Now you probably mad because it's out. Speak your truth. I thank God I made it out in the clear.
I just have to put that on the record, as did I.
Yes.
By
Well,
the
yes,
grace
she
of
did.
God, I came out in the
And
clear.
this one gonna be in he at Home Depot or he's at Walmart aisle 11. But it's a lot to do this podcast. I think we're just naturally these type of women to just be able to speak. Blonde Mafia said it took us 2 years. And if we could help anybody, even if it's one person, season 2, we're gonna start having guests on the show. So if anybody that's listening wants to be on the show, you can hit me up on my email, justbe2023@gmail.com. You want to tell your story, your side of the closet, reach out to us. We got you. And we always say we thank the guests that do take the time to listen. So this episode of To Tell or Not to Tell, would you tell? Would you not tell? Blonde Mafia did. I left mines up to God because like I said, I did it out of fear. Oh, I was
Wait,
gonna do it.
you didn't tell who?
The other woman.
God.
And he
So with you,
Mhm.
there was also another woman involved.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, it was another woman involved. I thought about it, it was a lot. Like, for me, I didn't wanna tear up that family, even though my family was destroyed. I know she sees me. I wonder if she ever wonders what happened to my situation. She's never said anything. She's never reached out to me. In case he listening, I'm not here to tear up anybody's life because you know what? The life I want, I'm praying to God to give me that life. So I don't have time to destroy anybody. I do have time to bring awareness is what I do have time for. I do have time for people to be honest and live your truth. We keep saying that live your truth. Be who you are. Damn.
Right.
Be that, man. Sometimes when you grow up in a strict Christian background, and so you suppress these feelings that you have,
Now, do you think that's why you didn't tell your family right away? 'Cause I didn't tell my family right away either because I knew how they were going to judge the situation.
Well, my family knew. My cousins all knew.
But your immediate family.
My immediate family, like my parents, they didn't know. I believe my mother heard whispers, but my dad was clueless. I
Right.
just went out and said it in a family meeting. It
Right.
probably was some random stuff. Who ate the
So
last tacos? And my ex is gay. What?
so did they just think you were getting a divorce for another reason? Because I didn't I just played it off. Like, yeah, I'm getting a divorce. Again, this was not my first rodeo. I'd been married prior to my daughter's bio dad. So I didn't say the actual reason for a really long time. And then my mother eventually got it out of my sister.
I've
And
been
mostly
married several times. I'm Elizabeth Taylor. So which one of my husbands was it?
but I just didn't
No.
honestly, you're going through so much, you're processing everything. The last thing you wanna do is deal with your mother and father's questions, and what? Why? What's going on? Why didn't you say anything? Also, because I'd already been through that. I'd been through one other divorce, and I just this one was so traumatic, I didn't have it in me to give to them at that time, so I waited. I was actually glad my sister she didn't even come right out and tell them, she just kinda hinted at it. Now they know everything, everything.
How do they feel?
Our family's kind of the "don't talk about it, it doesn't exist" type.
Old school,
So
old school.
we don't really talk about the details of it all, but here's my favorite part of my God bless my mother who has all the opinions when I'm with the guy, but the minute the guy's out of the picture, it's, "I never did like him." 1 minute I mean, I'm talking my gay ex, he could have her eating out of his hand. He would do so many things for her. He would buy her flowers. He would get I mean, he did all the things. I just love him. He's the best. Oh my gosh. But the minute that he did me wrong, she was like, I never did like him. And I just laugh now and I'm like, right, mom, right. You never did like him. Okay.
No. My mom, I told y'all before, I'm at Dollar General and my mom's like, "Is he on the other side?" And I didn't wanna have that conversation. I was not in a place where I wanted to talk to anybody.
Same.
I
Absolutely the
isolated.
same. Yeah.
I had my own place.
Yeah.
I was already struggling at my work, and then I didn't wanna have that conversation
Yeah.
with anybody.
Yeah.
I just
'Cause it's
wanted
a
to be
lot of
left
energy
alone.
that you just don't have
So
at that time.
I was drained.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
let me deal with my dog, my baby,
100%.
and
Yeah.
that's it.
Right.
And so now through this situation, 5 years, so I'm able to speak on it. Do I still get triggered? Abso-damn-lutely. Am
Yeah.
I trying to bring this into my new relationship that Imma have eventually? I'm not trying to bring that into my new relationship. Take me or leave me, and that's just
Okay,
what it
that's the
is.
last one, the last subject matter. To tell or not to tell future men who you may potentially date. You and I have 100% opposite views on this, which I love. I love that.
I mean, 'cause I
You're of
tried
the
to
opinion, no,
tell.
you don't tell. I am like, take me or leave me, love me or don't. I'm telling you the 100% truth. This is what happened to me. Yes, I was exposed to this. You know what? Because here's the thing everyone out there listening, if any straight man is out there listening, going, oh, she's cute, but never mind. You can be exposed to this shit with a straight man just as easily. Those men are hoes. I'm sorry. And they got their hoes in other area codes. Just the same. Gay, straight does not matter. Sorry.
I wish
So
we could end this show with Ludacris.
I'm just saying, like, don't judge us because the guys just happen to be gay. And I'm no spring chicken, but I was married since I was 19. So to be exposed to this stuff again was heartbreaking. But at the same time, as I said, I was fine. I tested clean 3 years straight now. I was lucky. I feel lucky isn't even the word. Thank you, God, for,
I think we were both blessed.
yeah.
And that's what I wanna know. So if there are anybody out there, I would love to hear about this. If any y'all email us. I went on dates and they're like, "Oh, you're so pretty. Why are you single?" And then I'd be like, he would like this. And they're like, "What?" He was like gay. He was like bi. They was like, "Bye." Like literally bye.
Right,
I'm not gonna
bye.
talk.
Yeah, but what if you hide it and they find out later and you
And that's the
really, really
thing.
like them and then they're gonna be like, "Oh, you're a liar or you're shady." And we're doing this whole podcast, which is speak your truth. This is part of our truth.
This
This
is
is
part of
part of
our
our truth.
truth.
So I say love me or leave me. Bye.
You know what? I dated a guy last year who he wanted to know so bad, and when he finally said it, I just smiled. He was just like, "Whatever, I got her now." But the other guy, he knew. He was like, "Oh, yeah, I already know what it is." But he it didn't work out just because y'all stop lying. If you still married to somebody, you know what? Let me shut up.
Right.
He was he was in his situation. He's like, "You know what? You're a good woman." He gave me a kiss on the forehead before he said goodbye. He rubbed my chin, and then I thought he didn't call me back because I didn't shave my, or get a wax on my neck. So,
Stop.
but there were some that actually accepted and were fine with it. You know, then there were some men that were just like, I don't know, I
But
don't know."
those aren't the
That
ones. Then they're
those
not
aren't
the
the ones,
ones.
because this dating pool is a piss,
Yeah.
it's full of piss. We thank y'all for listening tonight on my side of the closet. Boy, I tell you, listen, season 2 finna be hot. We finna get some people on the show. Like, we about to bust this internet all the way down. And I look forward to it. We got one controversial guest that I would love to have on the show that Blonde Mafia is like, I am absolutely not going to be on this show. So I am looking for a guest
It's not that I don't
co-host
wanna
for
be on
that.
the show, it's just that I know that I'm gonna have guns a-blazing, and it's
It's her show too. I need her to be there. I need
I
her
don't
to.
know. I don't know how that would
We
go.
gonna have to pray about this. We
Yeah,
go, everybody bow your heads. Bless it.
yeah.
We gonna have to get, we got to get her
That's
on the
probably the
show.
episode that would bring us viral.
I'm gonna keep talking to her about it because I got his contact information today, and
Ooh.
I'm ordering his book off of Amazon. I look forward to it. I just need her to keep it together because we're
Mhm.
in this together, boo boo.
Yep.
So, anyways, no matter the mess, no matter the fight, your side of the closet deserves the light. So speak your truth, don't run or hide. We'll be right here on the other side.
Have a great day, everybody.